Action.
Play the damn song. Brooks. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the old guy again, huh?
Yeah. It's the old guy jokes.
There's a couple of songs that I was not thinking about doing tonight. weren't on the list to choose from, but people have asked for them. You're a strange group of people, and I I appreciate that.
They're here to see you, so what do you expect?
This is true. I just want to tell you guys, I have a crush on both your wives. I've never met them before, but
Why didn't you bring yours?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even invite her. Isn't that terrible? I forgot. I took a girlfriend home to my 20th high school reunion, and we got in a fight. And I thought, well, I'll just leave her here and I'll go to the before party, and then I'll pick her up afterwards and take her to the reunion. Well, I got drunk and forgot she was in town. Wasn't until the next morning I woke up on a friend's couch and he said, "Ooh, Kathy's calling and she's not happy."
There he goes, Kathy's clown, huh?
That's exactly. So I wasn't going to do this song tonight, but I looked out there and I could tell by the way you folks are dressed that you're into science fiction. And so I thought, what the heck? Let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Half man, half bug. Not the kind of guy you'd want to hug. A most unfortunate case, they call him the Fly. In the lab, late one night, something didn't go quite right. Radiation changed him into the Fly. Faulty apparatus and a slight miscalculation. Yesterday's young scientist became today's mutation. Neighbors outside spray him with insecticide. No one wants to live next door to the Fly. Folks don't realize it's hard to focus those compound eyes. No more watching the girls when you are the Fly. Tragic deformation left him miserable and lonely. Through his great proboscis, he can slurp up liquids only. Zzz, 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 zzz. Fly solo. Zzz, 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 zzz. Carefully he hides his face for fear of being spotted. For without disguise he might be recognized and swatted. Right arm, left wing, he had to switch his wedding ring. Life is full of these problems when you're the Fly. Brand new sex life, he has a new appeal for his wife. She can't keep her hands away from his Fly. No more eating out with friends for now, they find him squalid. Take him out to lunch, he just might sit on someone's salad. Half man, half bug, and he's not the kind of guy you'd want to hug. A most unfortunate case, they call him the Fly. Head of an insect, legs of a man, wasn't exactly part of the plan. Nobody knows what it's like to be the Fly. Got any insect songs?
I pass. Okay. You asked for it.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I was raised in northern Louisiana, a little town by the name of Mansfield, and we used to, but we moved to Texas when I was like 12, and we lived in Jacksonville, Texas, and we lived out on the lake. It was a really, really cool place to live. And most of the people just had weekend houses, and there was just a few of us that lived out on the lake. And so we used to do this thing we called bonsai swimming, or gorilla swimming, I guess is what it was. And so we didn't have a boat dock, but we knew where all the cool boat docks were. And we would go out and, you know, maybe somebody broke into one and stole some beer one time, or it couldn't have happened, you know, but I heard about it after the fact. But anyway, there on the lake, I had a life-changing experience. Not quite like the Fly.
That's a life-changing experience.
But it has something to do with a fly. I'm going to make this connection. It's twisted as it may be. I discovered that I had a certain connection with technology, even in the 60s. And I'll refer to this as a semi-true story, so you won't think too little of me. Like you probably already do anyway. What the hell? I guess it must have been about 16. Me and my friends, we go out to swim down to the lake where we'd smoke and cuss and laugh. And we were on our way making real good time when all at once I saw a sign and a brand new electric fence was in our path. And all the sign said was no trespassing, and hell, I knew they didn't mean us because shoot, we'd been coming there ever since. But you know, that fence wasn't very high, but when I stepped over, I brushed my thigh against the top wire of that electric fence. Well, what happened next was a shock to me, or maybe it wasn't, don't you see, because I didn't feel nothing, not even a tiny little And since I was last, no one else saw it, and hell, I just figured the thing was off and hurried to catch up with the guys on down the path. Well, we started swimming, and I can't remember how it goes after that. We started lying, and someone questioned my manhood, and I had no good defense. So I just sat there in silence amidst rising doubts when all at once I blurted it out. You know, I am a man because I'll pee on that electric fence. Well, they're standing there and... Why did I start something I can't finish? It's the plague of being over 60, isn't it, guys? Well, they was jumping up and down. They was saying, do it, you ain't no man. And I don't know what happened, but something just snapped, and I'm not a show-off, but I had all I could stand, and besides, they'd played it in my hands. Well, I was headed up the trail where the electric fence stood, and they were all right behind me, not believing that I would, but afraid to miss 1 second if it became a fact. And I wasn't afraid, because I knew it was off, but pretended to be, kind of shivered and coughed and prepared to put on one hell of an act. See, electric fences, they ain't that simple because they operate on the alternating electrical principle. Yeah, you know what's coming. So when I touched it before, my timing was right. It was between the arms that I'd brush my thigh, but this time my timing would be all wrong. Well, I planted my feet, took my stance, and I set my jaw, unzipped my pants. I took aim. I let fly. And I heard this sound like bacon frying, and a covey of blackbirds left my backside. You know, I think the fence was on. See, electricity follows this rule they've found, that it takes the shortest path to ground, which had suddenly become that little stream of pee. And it went through that pea just fast as it could, and then it went due south through my bare foot where it found the ground electricity always seeks. Well, the world got dark. My head got light. I was in a tunnel. One end was bright, and there was a guy with wings and a dress coming my way. And he was laughing real hard. He said the name St. Peter. Oh, no. I never thought of that before. You reckon that means something? And the guy upstairs, he sure wants to meet you because he thinks you're funny and he wonders if you'll stay. So we're on our way to the pearly gates when I felt somebody slapping my face, and I opened my eyes, and there was a whole crew. And then they helped me up, and they helped me sit. I have never had that much respect. They thought I was the meanest sumbitch they ever knew. So after that, my whole life was changed. It was like I was charged. Had fire in my veins, and I made a lot of friends, and I had a lot of energy too. But other than that, it wasn't what you'd expect, except for just one teeny little side effect. On our wedding night, my wife's hair stood straight up on end. So if you lie, loses focus, and old man fate just jumps up, chokes, and sends your world back round to making sense. Well, I'm here to tell you there's a few better ways to fill up them spaces between the days than by peeing on an electric fence. And you know, after that, for those of you who are old enough to know about him, after that, Reddy Kilowatt looked real attractive to me. Thank you.
Where was the fly? Oh, the fly.
The fly. Come on. You're the one that gave me the idea.
I can't top that. I can't.
I'm sorry, Randy. I'm so sorry.
You might want to go in an entirely different direction.
I am. I'm good.
I really think it's time. We've probably hit bottom.
Yeah.
We're in the Marianas Trench of songwriting now.
Well, this is a song that's written from a song prompt, and it was the word naive. When was the last time I felt totally naive? So I thought about it, and it seemed like it was somewhere around 5th grade. So. Hear the snap of sheets hanging on the line as a warm breeze sweeps the yard. Fills this place with the smell of clean. I hear the beating of my heart as I lay here in fresh cut grass and watch the clouds drift by. You know, the life was sweet and it was just for me in the summer of '65. Yeah, I still hear that whomp as that ball hit my glove. I was squatting behind home plate, 2 outs, 3 runs on. Oh, the count was full, 3-2, and the air's electrified. Yeah, he fanned that flame, we won that game in the summer of '65. We were innocent, we were so naive, we did not understand Vietnam or Martin Luther King. And the world was spinning faster, and our days were slipping by, and our questions started mounting in the summer of '65. You know, '65 was the year of Watson, the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And we all sang "We Shall Overcome," not knowing what it meant. But it made the old folks nervous and put fear in their eyes. I guess the status quo was DOA in the summer of '65. Yeah. Oh, we played moonlit games of kick the can and sneaking in the dark, fighting off the Viet Cong invading the neighbor's yard. Oh, the feeling, it's with me in the stillness of the night. We started playing war a whole lot more in the summer of '65. 'Cause we were innocent, we were so naive, we did not understand Vietnam or Martin Luther King. And the world was spinning faster, and our days were slipping by, and our questions started mounting in the summer of '65. Yeah, so here I am, I'm an older man. I'm approaching 65. And if I could, I'd like to leave something good behind. Maybe for my grandkids, turn darkness into light. But the best I can do is to give to them a summer like 65. 'Cause we were innocent, we were so naive, we did not understand Vietnam or Martin Luther King. And the world was spinning faster, and our days were slipping by, and our questions started mounting in the summer of 65. Yeah, the questions started mounting back in the summer of 65. Thank you.
You left out the verse about the fly. Summer of 60 fly. So this was a request I truly wasn't expecting. I don't do this much anymore, but when I went to college in Nashville, and I started to get a little burned out on pop music. I was the morning DJ at the radio station, and I loved pop music, but it started getting more acidic, and the Beatles were butting heads with each other and stuff. And so one night I turned on the radio to country, and Ralph Emery was interviewing Merle Haggard, and I got into it. I thought I didn't think I liked country music, but there's some stuff here I really do like. So I started, for some reason, trying to write some country songs, and I took a few of them to a publisher there in Nashville, and he just listened patiently, and at the end said, "I don't believe I heard anything I could use." And went to a couple of publishers and got the same response, and so I gave up. I thought, well, I'm not going to be a songwriter. But one night at the Porter Wagner show, when I was picking people's brains, I talked to Dolly Parton on the break, and can you give me any hints? And she didn't try to tell me how to write a song or anything. She just said, "Honey, if it's what you love doing, you just keep on doing it, and I just know one day something good's going to happen for you." And last December, she and Jimmy Fallon sang "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer" on the Tonight Show together. Oh man, full circle. But I having given up on country, for some reason I started writing some novelty lyrics. And when I sang those for people, it got a good response, much better than me trying to do a serious song. And this was one of the first novelty songs that I wrote back then. So consider the college mentality that this is coming from, and also a guy who dated without any money to pay for a date. So we had to, had to take the girls where I could. At night we used to sit up there. 'Twas certainly no sin. We'd always move if someone came to throw their garbage in. The garbage dumpster took my love away. I hope she'll be returned to me someday. She said I was her man and then fell back into the can. A love like hers should not be thrown away. A female cannot vanish into thin air. I'm absolutely sure that she's down in there. Whoa, whoa. Her parents answered sharply when I asked them what to do. We told her this would happen, going out with trash like you. The garbage dumpster took my love away. I hope she'll be returned to me someday. She said she'd marry me and then fell back in the debris. A love like hers should not be thrown away. There's nothing in the world I'd rather hear than some sign of life from down among the beer cans. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Dating can be dangerous like alcohol or hash can. I warn you, do your courting somewhere other than the ash can. The garbage dumpster took my love away. I hope she'll be returned to me someday. She made my heart go thump, and now she's destined for the dump. Perhaps we'll find her next collection day. Hey, hey. A love like hers should not be thrown away. Do you have any sad songs?
Why am I sitting here? Okay.
Sure, Randy.
This is yeah. Tonight that may be unfortunate. Okay, so that's something you wrote a long time ago, right? And you sang a song about a long time ago. So I'm gonna sing a song kind of about a long time ago. I told you I was raised in northern Louisiana, and we lived in Mansfield, which is south of Shreveport, and it's the parish seat for DeSoto Parish. And I lived in Louisiana when there were whites only signs everywhere, and there was a sign literally in every highway that led into DeSoto Parish. This is the KKK welcomes you to DeSoto Parish. In fact, my dad got thrown in jail in Carthage, Texas, for putting up anti-Klan posters without a permit. Yeah. So I have heard so many people talk about the good old days for so long, I decided I'd write a song about them. I was raised on yes ma'am and y'all. Said my prayers with a southern drawl. It was a better world when I was small. Back in the good old days. So I built myself a time machine and set the dial for 1963, when the world was like it's supposed to be, back in the good old days. Back in the good old days, the good old boys lived the good old ways before Vietnam and purple haze. Back in the good old days. Folks say you can't go home, but I was sure that they were wrong. You know, the world looks different once you're grown. Back in the good old days. 'Cause it was there my perfect childhood died, with an image burned into my mind. It was a flaming cross against the sky. Back in the good old days. Back in the good old days, the good old boys lived the good old ways for civil rights and LBJ. Back in the good old days. It was then I saw what really lived behind the prayers and toothy grins of the deacons and the businessmen who wore white hoods, called change sin, and blew up that church in Birmingham. If you see me back, well, I'll be damned. Back in the good old days. Back in the good old days, them good old boys live the good old ways. Don't believe everything the old folks say about back in the good old days. Back in the good old days, when the good old boys live their hateful ways. Don't believe everything the old folks say about back in the good old days. Back in the good old days. Back in the good old days. Thank you.
All right. How about a love song? So. She
forgave the lies I told her and all the ways I broke her heart. She let me walk outside, walk back in, and begin with a new start. She lets me love her, clean and pure, and she puts her hand in mine as I'm reaching out for hers. And that's so beautiful, it's so fine, it's so flesh and blood, and so divine. Not to be alone in this universe. She belongs to me, and I belong to her. Oh, and every single morning I'm more amazed. She can see down deep inside me, the best me I'll ever be. But she lives with the progress of this old piece of work, and she loves me like I am, for better or for worse. And that's so beautiful, it's so fine, it's so flesh and blood, and so divine. Not to be alone in this universe. She belongs to me, and I belong to her. You know I'm on the trail of this girl that stole my heart, and winning her every day is what sweetness is about. And she protects me from the cold, safest warm I've ever felt. So thank our lucky stars, let's keep our secrets to ourselves. And that's so beautiful, it's so fine, it's so flesh and blood, and so divine. Not to be alone in this universe. She belongs to me, and I belong to her. And she belongs to me, and I belong to her.
That's a much better love song.
Who'd you write that one for?
Right, lady right
Good answer.
there. Yeah.
The woman he was locking his eyes with when he sung it.
Exactly. May I take the liberty of speaking for all three of us and saying how much we enjoy this and how much we appreciate
Absolutely,
you guys.
absolutely. You
This
guys
is such
are
a
the
joy
best.
for us. Yeah.
Y'all are the best.
You know, people who do this on a fairly regular basis spend a good amount of time playing for people who are talking to each other and not really listening to what you're doing. And sometimes you think, God, do I want to do this anymore? And then you come out to a night like tonight with people who are listening and appreciative,
Amen.
and we appreciate you, and it makes us realize why we do what we do.
Yeah,
exactly.
Thank you.
That's exactly.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, you put the pressure on me. I guess finally I'm gonna have to do a love song.
You don't have a wife here.
Well, she's not here, but she'll ask if I did it. You know, I had never written a song for my wife. We'd been married at the time 23 years, I think, and I'd never written a song for her, and she really never wanted me to because she's heard my songs. But I had a herniated disc, and that disc just exploded on me, and I had to have surgery. And 10 days I was in bed before I could get into the surgery, and I was immobile, couldn't, I had to crawl to the bathroom. And she took such beautiful care of me and took care of everything that needed to be taken care of around the house and the kids and stuff like that at the same time. And I started feeling guilty and said, I wish there was something I could contribute, but how can I? But I looked over to the side of the bed and there was a guitar there, and I knew I had pencil and paper in the nightstand, and I said I could write a song for her. But what would I say? I'm not a love song guy. And about that moment, she walked around the corner with one of the pain pills she was bringing me to take every hour, and I thought, you're my legs when I can't walk. And that triggered the song. Too much shouting rock and roll this afternoon, so we hope that this will be all right. You're my voice, babe, when I cannot talk. You're my two legs when I cannot walk. You're the anchor in my deep blue sea. You're the whole lot better half of me. You're the answer when I can't explain. I'm the verse and you're my sweet refrain. You're the sugar babe in my sweet tea. You're the whole lot better half of me. You're the palm tree on my tropic isle, and you're the accessory that's always in style. You're the only one can make me smile when my world's a darker shade of gray. You're the ringtone on my telephone. You're the sprinkles on my ice cream cone. I'll be yours until eternity. You're the whole lot better half of me. You're the angel on my Christmas tree. You're the umbrella in my daiquiri. You're the candles on my birthday cake. You're the goodness, and for goodness sake. You're my voice, babe, when I cannot talk. You're my two legs when I cannot walk. You're the anchor in my deep blue sea. You're the whole lot better half of me. You see, you're the whole lot better half of me. Ooh-wee, you're the whole lot better half of me. Thank you.
Stay there, you can do it.
I'm trying to set. I'll do that one.
You're driving me crazy. I can't get up there with you guys. I'm like sitting back here going after every song. Going, okay, what would you do?
We'll just have to do it again.
You got your set list for next time, then, right?
Yeah, well, I don't have a set list anymore.
Well, no, we don't either. Trust me, we don't either.
I was going to sacrifice myself and play after Randy Brooks. Then I thought, no, Randy Brooks has to sacrifice.
Probably 7 or 8 years ago, we had a long drought in East Texas. And we live out in the woods. Hadn't rained, everything had dried up. And I was sitting on the back porch one Saturday. And it started this really slow, steady rain. And I wrote this song. So you sit there alone and you mumble. When I ask, you grumble and lie. Then I press you again, and you stumble for words, try to fumble your way to goodbye. You say that our world is slowly collapsing, its very framework is coming apart, and from the sound of your sigh, it's like a piece of the sky it's fallen down and broken your heart. But just the rain coming down, just the rain coming down, just the rain coming down. Baby, don't cry. Just the rain coming down. It's not the sky. Yes, I know we've had our troubles. Doesn't mean now that our world will end. Because even if our trials they were doubled, it's nothing that a strong love can't bend. Well, it's just the rain coming down, just the rain coming down, just the rain coming down. Baby, don't cry. Just the rain coming down. It's not the sky. So when your hopes and your spirit should tumble, and you think our love might crumble and die, please remember the best sometimes stumble, keeps us humble enough to get by. Well, it's just the rain coming down, just the rain coming down, just the rain coming down. Baby, don't cry. Just the rain coming down, just the rain coming down. It's just the rain coming down. It's not the sky. Thank you.
Excellent song. Thank you.
Thank you.
Somewhere I got a pick in here. I'm at that age where my parents are getting on up in years, and all of a sudden I look up one day and I'm the parent, and we're just there, and I see a lot of head shaking, and it's a common experience, and I'm finding out more every day. But I've been blessed. I have two of the neatest people gave birth to me. This is a song about one of the times that I got to watch my dad care for my mom.
Mama's resting on the bed. Body's weak and my daddy's scared. Been touch and go all through the night. So he reaches out, he takes her hand and says, God, please, could you understand? 60 years of love is not enough. And he sees her as his bride, young and beautiful, standing by his side. With all the years they've been through the good, the bad, they're living proof that 60 years of love is not enough. They were teenage kids that broke the rules. They got married young in high school when they eloped to Tucumcari, New Mexico. So he worked 2 jobs, they made ends meet. She finished high school with a baby. 60 years have come and they've gone. So my brother and I step off to the side, and Daddy looks deep into Mama's eyes, and she says everything will be good. So he counts his blessings one by one, and he says we have not yet begun. 60 years of love is not enough. And he sees her as his bride, young and beautiful, standing by his side. With all the years they've been through the good, the bad, they're living proof that 60 years of love is not enough. So he counts his blessings one by one, and he says we have not yet begun. 60 years of love, 60 years of love, 60 years of love is not enough.
One more round? Oh, I thought you were holding. Oh, you weren't holding up one finger. You were just going, I want to speak.
Well, he was talking to you, and it wasn't that finger.
That's not the first time that's happened.
That one finger has a lot of motion.
Off with their heads. Okay.
Play as long as y'all want to. This is the second set.
Okay. There must be somebody in here with a June birthday. Anybody got a? Me. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to dedicate this to all 3 of you.
Third. When is yours?
18.
Oh, I got 2 other friends on the 8th.
And when is yours?
21st, longest day of the year. That's my mom.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
So you got the longest birthday of the year. That's pretty cool.
That's very true. All right, well, here's a song for you. Hey, it's your birthday. Let's read your birthday cards. Let's go and drink birthday beer out in the yard. For someone your age, you still look kinda cute. Hey, it's your birthday. Show us your birthday suit. Hey, it's your birthday. Let's read your birthday cards. Let's go and drink a birthday beer out in the yard. Could be the candles, but you're looking really hot. Why don't you open up your gifts and show us what you got? Hey, it's your birthday. Let's read your birthday cards. Let's go and drink a birthday beer out in the yard. For someone your age, you still look kinda cute. Hey, it's your birthday. Show us your birthday suit. Crank up some music. I brought the birthday snacks. Today you have no worries, you can just relax. Let's party hardy, let's pull out all the stops. Let's take it to the limit till the neighbors call the cops. Your birthday comes but once a year, so baby, what the hell? Pretend like it's your first one and show up au naturel. Hey, it's your birthday. Let's read your birthday card. Let's go and drink a birthday beer out in the yard. For someone your age, you still look kinda cute. Hey, it's your birthday. Show us your birthday suit. Hey, it's your birthday. Show us your birthday suit. Happy birthday to you. No, that's pretty new. I was going up to Nashville, and I was supposed to be co-writing a couple of months ago with a guy, and I told my wife, I've just drawn a blank. I got nothing to write about. And she said, well, people are tired of happy birthday. Why don't you write a birthday song? And I went to bed that night, and I woke up the next morning, and, you know, sometimes when your brain is clear in the morning before the day gets started, I finished the song. I still didn't have anything to work on with the co-writer, but I finished.
I'd like to have it at all my birthday lunches. Well, it will be up on the internet.
That's true. It's recorded now, isn't it?
This one here when Randy gets it all mixed up.
I forgot the words.
Which one is it?
What do you think? The only song that could follow
yeah.
that song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, got it. I wrote this for myself on my 60th birthday. Take it for yourself if you want to. Well, looking in the mirror, this suit seen better days. A little baggy in the seat, it could use a couple pleats. With alterations, it might only fit okay. The colors have all faded. It's got a lot of spots and stains, too many wrinkles to repair. I should have taken better care. It's my own damn fault. I sit here and complain. See the image in the mirror? Well, it's not what I remember. Just tell me, this can't be the truth. What happened to my birthday suit? It used to fit me like a glove, not a wrinkle, sag, or bulge, like a baby's behind. Show me yours, I'd show you mine. Now, I always keep it covered up, 'cause the image in the mirror, well, it's not what I remember. Please tell me, this can't be the truth. What happened to my birthday suit? There was too many candles, too much cake. I'd make a wish. It's too late. 'Cause the image in the mirror, well, it's not what I remember. Just tell me that this is not the truth. What happened to my birthday? What happened to my birthday? What happened to my birthday suit?
That hits too close to home.
Yeah. That's why I wrote it. Mirrors have been abolished from our house now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't help but walking past store windows too.
Eyes straight ahead.
What, a year and a half ago, Randy and I did a tour of western Kansas, basically. And
You'll never forgive me.
20 nights on the road and 20 shows, and he would do that song every night.
Because it was his birthday during this time.
My birthday month, yeah.
And I would wish him happy birthday and do that song every night.
And then I'd have to do some soft, delicate song.
That was so much fun. He didn't talk to me at all in the daytime. You're not gonna do that damn song, are you?
We'll try. I'm not going to do a sensitive song. This is something about not taking life too seriously. Well, I'm not sure if I know where the wind comes from, the falling snow, but I know that look that's in your eyes. Yeah, it's telling me to just relax, 'cause in your arm there's no turning back. Destined to, forgot the word. I live life fully, not so fast. No need to hurry, just let it last. I'm really drawing a blank. Yeah.
Never had that recipe.
Yeah. We're gonna switch to a different song.
This is called a segue, by the way.
I'm sorry. He had old bones and a hero's eyes, and had that look that would draw me inside of secrets and the stories that he told of love lost and days grown old. They were sacred truths I was swore to keep. I'd cross my heart, I'd say you can trust me. We're blood brothers. Ever since that day we pricked our fingers and blood was exchanged. You know, Granddad had a way with me. He could make me a part of his story and be a compadre, riding fast, wind at our backs. We were headed west. He was more than an old man on a cane with a shaking hand. We were two desperados. We were the best of friends, and I remember
day that he died, the phone rang, and my mama cried. So I stood there, and I shook my fist at God, said, please don't take this man that I love. But Granddad had left a prayer for me to be strong and grow in this family and be a compadre unto the very end, and keep riding west until we meet again. Yeah, be a compadre unto the very end, keep riding west until we meet again. Sorry.
Oh, it worked out good.
Yeah.
Just for y'all that don't know, technically that's known as a medley.
Gotta keep that
Good recovery.
Don't try it at home. It's for professionals only.
Yeah, I remember the words now. But,
Oh, that's funny.
in there. What happened to Randy just then is what happens to people our age when we're still playing an hour past our usual bedtime.
Thank you.
It's perfectly normal. I was playing at the Red Dog Saloon in Virginia City, Nevada one night, and the novelty songs were going over really well. There was this old cowboy down there with his date right at the front table down there, and everything was clicking. He was just laughing and laughing at everything. And after one song, he finally said, "Hoo-wee, I hope that guy never gets diarrhea, because if he does, he'll write a song about it." And I said, "I've got one." So I sang this, and he sent up a shot of tequila and put money in the tip jar and everything.
Yeah, speaking of tip jars, it's right over there. We still have to get home. We hope.
My buddies and me, we all did agree we were tired of eating steak and potatoes. So we piled in the car, and since it wasn't too far, we headed down to Nuevo Laredo. Had a plate full of chili rellenos, enchiladas, and some refried beans. Then I noticed old Fred looking 3/4 dead, and I watched him while his face turned green. He rose from the table, he fell to the floor. Doubled over, he staggered and reached for the door. He chose him no partner. There's no time for schmaltz when you find yourself learning the internally churning Mexican waltz. You know, I realize now I forgot to mention that this is a sing-along. Every time I sing "No Time for Schmaltz," if you'll just repeat after me, "No time for schmaltz," this will seem a lot better than it is. The enchiladas and beans, they made us thirsty and mean, and we were ready for some serious drinking. We stopped at every saloon for margaritas, and soon we were more than just drunk, we were stinking. It was along about 4, they were pouring us more of that cerveza for a chaser on the side, when Amarillo Dan up and bolted for the can with an urge that couldn't be denied. He rose from his bar stool, he fell to the floor. Doubled over, he staggered and reached for the door. He chose him no partner. There's no time for schmaltz.
No time for schmaltz.
When you find yourself learning the internally churning Mexican waltz. The moon was still out and I was up and about when I ran into the Singer-Reader. She was a blue ribbon prize with those incredible eyes. Couldn't help myself, I had to meet her. I was doing just fine, honey, your place or mine. I didn't have to say another word. I was walking on air, we were just about there when the thing I feared the most occurred. I rose from the brass bed, I fell on the floor. Doubled over, I staggered and reached for my drawers. I abandoned my partner. There's no time for schmaltz.
No time for small.
When you find yourself learning the internally churning Mexican waltz. Well, I'm a telling you, partner, there's no time for schmaltz. No time for schmaltz. When you find yourself learning the internally churning Mexican waltz.
Okay, Randy, what in the hell schmaltz? Is that a
You know,
Yiddish
like
word?
Schlitz, malt liquor.
It is a Yiddish
Oh,
word,
it's
yeah.
Yiddish.
And schmaltz is corniness, you know, or sentimentality.
It's Yiddish.
Yeah.
It's Yiddish.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Like a schmaltzy song might be something from Neil Diamond or something.
Crackling Rosie. Oh. Well, since they're singing along so well,
Okay.
we're just gonna keep that going. We live in Mineola, and we have this great on the Sabine River. We have this. It's several. How many? It's a couple thousand acres, I guess. It's a nature preserve, and there's trails on it. And we walk on it every day. And Barbara was working one day. Yeah, somebody has to. And I took our dog Merle for a walk. Merle's named for Merle Haggard and Merle Watson and Merle Travis, by the way. And
Oh, they should have done a show together.
they should have.
The Merles.
The Merles. And so they're all dead, I think.
Yeah, that's
They're all dead.
Oh, well.
The Dead Merles. That'd be a great band.
I kind of like that, the dead Merle. So I flushed a whippoorwill, which you don't see them hardly at all. And this was like in the morning, and it was really cool. I got to thinking about him. And right as I got back to the car, there was a mockingbird just sitting on a post, just singing his little heart out. So I started this song on the way home, and then I had the first couple of verses written, and actually the last verse, and I had a third verse to it, and I just didn't like it. And Randy and I, Palmer, and I were staying up on the Guadalupe River,
Yeah.
and I said, man, I got this song, and I don't like this verse, and I played it for him, and he said, well, you know, there's no people in it. I went, well, yeah, that could be it, I guess. So we sat there, and we wrote that verse in 10 minutes. It took us no time to write it. But I wanted to write this song because I wanted a song. You know, we live in pretty contentious times. Everything is contentious these days. And I wanted to write a song that nobody could disagree with, or most 99.99% of the people wouldn't disagree with. How about that? Somebody would, I'm sure. I was waiting for you.
Yeah.
So song goes like this. Well, the whippoorwill, she sings all night, the mockingbird all day, and I love to hear their pretty little songs. It means that the world's okay. It means everything's okay. Then the barn owl hunts the whippoorwill, the hawk, the mockingbird, and they hide out in the tall, tall grass. Their song will not be heard. Song will not be heard, 'cause they're not ready. They're not ready yet. They're not ready, no, they're not ready yet. No, someday they'll fly away 98, she's a bride of 93. Still holding hands and making plans for a diamond jubilee. That diamond jubilee. 'Cause they're not ready. They're not ready yet. Oh, they're not ready. They're not ready yet. No, someday they'll fly away, but they're not ready yet. So one day I'll rise on eagle wings way up in the sky, and I'll leave behind hate, death, and war. Among the stars I'll fly. Among the stars I'll fly. Sing it with me now. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. No, someday I'll fly away, but I'm not ready yet. Sing it like you mean it. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready yet. No, someday I'll fly away, but I'm not ready yet. Thank y'all.
Really nice song.
My mandolin wasn't cooperating. It went out of tune in the middle of it. Y'all didn't notice, I know.
Yeah. Let me think. This is fun tonight. This is
was a
really
lot of
fun.
Yes, Dylan did such a great job.
Yeah.
You know, the fun thing about when we all get to be this age is we don't sing as well as we used to, but you don't
Speak
hear
for
as,
yourself.
You don't hear as well as you used to either. So
I'm sorry.
no, not you.
I don't. It hurts too much. It's too true.
All right, well, I'm going to try a song that I don't do very often. It's a song Randy and I wrote together.
Randy Brown.
Yeah, Randy Brown. Yeah. And
We need to do a three-way sometime. Songwrite.
song. Good.
Clarify.
Get this straight right now.
But this is when we started this song, it was a little idea I had, and a chorus, and we started working on it. And I had no idea what the next year would hold, as far as like some grief that my family went through and stuff. So it's it's become an important song for me. She drinks her coffee bitter black to the ticking of the clock, and she stares at his old photograph. Love once, love lost. So she wraps her arms to herself, feels the beating of her heart, and she pushes back the emptiness that flows where they're apart. And that's a long, long road from midnight It's a slow dance with the dark, where the truth sifts through the hourglass, and sunrise breaks her heart, her heart. Sunrise breaks her heart. You know she's believing and she's grieving for love that's passed by. And though he's gone, that love lives on, and he's right there at her side. So she puts down that coffee cup and wipes a tear from her eye, and she kisses that old photograph, and she welcomes the morning light. And that's a long, long road from midnight. It's a slow dance with the dark, where the truth sifts through the hourglass, and sunrise breaks her heart. Yeah, it's a long, long road from midnight, a slow dance with the dark, where the truth sifts through the hourglass, and sunrise breaks her heart, her heart. Sunrise breaks her heart. Oh, okay.
I'm out of songs.
Jesus loves me. He always gets them.
Or one.
Randy, before you leave tonight, you know what song you have to do, right?
Yeah.
She was only a cattleman's daughter, but she couldn't keep her calves together. Is that the one right there?
You do that, but you know which one I'm talking about. It's a little seasonal, and we're not in that season.
That
but,
one? Okay.
But your kids are college, and
It's like
you know
it's
which one
like
I'm talking
it's like
about.
Ray Wiley Hubbard says. Be careful what you write. You may have to sing it for the rest of your life.
Well, I can go ahead and do it now. I used
You got
to.
Halloween song.
Yeah, I might do this now and then close with that, or depend on whether we're going to do one round or two.
Whatever.
At least two.
All right. Okay.
Barbara's actually.
I'm writing a song now for the next one because I'm out. No, I'm kidding.
She's a bit.
Barbara's drunk. Don't pay any attention to her.
Which Barbara?
Well,
There's a bunch of Barbers here too. As well as
well, you know, I used to be reluctant to do this about 9 months out of the year, but it finally dawned. It got through my thick head that the only reason I got invited to the party was because of this. So,
No, I like your other songs too.
well, you're very kind. And I'm glad that this gets me in the door so that I get a chance to sing the other songs and introduce them to people, you know. But this was, I was playing with this band Young Country in Dallas that I still get together with once or twice a year.
Not so young country now.
No, we're really old country now. And I did these novelty songs, and that was sort of my role in the band. Was once every set we'd pull out one of my novelty songs and do it. And it occurred to me one year, well, how about a Christmas song? That'd be fun. No, you know, we could have our own little Christmas song. And one of the buddies had loaned me a Merle Haggard Christmas album that had a song on it called Grandma's Homemade Christmas Card. And it was a dreadful song, and I love Merle Haggard, but this is one of those album fillers, you know. It was it was a recitation, not really a song. He spoke it over a sad fiddle, and Grandma was an artist who designed these beautiful Christmas cards, and so every year the family waited by the mailbox for the card to arrive, and then they'd take it in and put it in the center of the mantle, and you just knew in the third verse of this thing the family was going to be getting frostbite standing by the mailbox waiting, and the card was never going to come, and that's how you were going to find out that the beloved relative had passed away. And there were a lot of songs like that in country music back then, and I thought, Merle, you're better than that. You don't have to follow the formula. Write your own song. You know, if the old lady's dead, just say so in the first of the song. And so that night, after one too many Johnny Walker Blacks, I guess, I sat in bed with my guitar, and I thought, well, what if Merle wrote the song the way I wanted him to write it? And I channeled a couple of his songs. If We Make It Through December has this 3-chord turnaround in it, which is, and so I threw that into the song, and Daddy Frank played the guitar and the French harp. You know, do 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 do. It had this little run down to a minor chord, and so I channeled that and put it in there, and so the band said, "Okay, you can sing it." What the hell? And we were playing out in Lake Tahoe one time, and our band had just finished our run out there, a 3-week run, and we were supposed to be headed back to Dallas. Well, we loaded up all the stuff in the van. We went to start the van up, and the brakes had frozen. It was 18 degrees outside, and we couldn't go anywhere. So we moved back into the hotel for one more night, and we decided we'd go in to hear the band that had followed us into the Sugar Pine Lounge, and Elmo and Patsy was their name, and it was kind of a bluegrass Sonny and Cher act with a drummer and a bass player. And they found out that the previous band was in the audience, and they said, would y'all like to come up and we'll just all do some bluegrass songs together to end our set. And we were going to do just Rocky Top and Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms, but somebody in the audience, a casino employee on his night off, sent up a napkin with a request for Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. So they said, go ahead, you know. And so I sang it. And as soon as the show was over, they said, well, we think that's our kind of song. And would you come back in the dressing room and put it on our recorder for us? And so I did. And I was really excited because I thought they were going to just sing it at their shows and maybe mention me as a writer. And that would make me seem more like a writer. But then, this was in December, long about February, I got a tape in the mail, a cassette, and they had gone into a studio in Nashville and recorded the song. And they were going to make a 45 of it to sell from the stage at their performances. And so now I was really excited because my name was going to be on the label of a record, you know, and wow, that's great, even if only, 20 people buy it. And Patsy sent me a contract with that. She said, my dad's a music publisher. He could publish this thing for you. And he's published a couple of our songs, and we make like $80 a year off some of these songs. So, well, at the time, $80 a year sounded damn good. I knew Exxon and all these people would be really happy to have that money. So a friend of theirs took it into San Francisco to KSFO Radio. And Gene Nelson, the morning disc jockey, was kind of like Ron Chapman in our market. He had hosted the Beatles concert at Candlestick Park in '66, and he was a big name guy. And he put this thing on the air. And the way he told it, the phones rang off the hook with people saying, "Don't ever play that song again." But other people called and said, "Do play it again." And so all this controversy started up. The San Francisco Chronicle wrote a half-page article about the song, and it got picked up by the wire services and sent around the country, and stations started saying, how can we get a copy of this record? And it took about 3 years before a label picked it up, and then when they did, and Billboard magazine showed it as the top Christmas song of the year or whatever, all hell broke loose. And it changed my life considerably. And I know that it's just another song, it's just another song I wrote, and lightning struck. And so I don't take any undue pride in this. I just thank the good Lord for the great fortune that I've had, and put the kids through college and bought me a wife, and and it still pays off like a slot machine. So I'm just as thrilled as I could be. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. She'd been drinking too much eggnog, and we begged her not to go, but she forgot her medication, so she staggered out the door into the snow. When we found her Christmas morning at the scene of the attack, she had hoof prints on her forehead and incriminating claws marks on her back. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Now we're all so proud of Grandpa. He's been taking this so well. See him in there watching football, drinking beer and playing cards with Cousin Mel. It's not Christmas without Grandma. All the family's dressed in black, and we just can't help but wonder, should we open up her gifts or send them back? Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Now the goose is on the table, and a pudding made of fig, and a blue and silver candle that would just have matched the hair in Grandma's wig. I've warned all my friends and neighbors, better watch out for yourselves. They should never give a license to a man who drives a sleigh and plays with elves. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, oh come on, only 6 more months now. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Happy 4th of July, y'all.
Oh boy, I get to follow that. Is the guy that recorded that, is he like a veterinarian or something now?
Yes.
The reason is, this is really weird. We were at the Kerrville Folk Festival 2 weeks ago, and this lady from Oregon, and we did not know, she's just sitting there and she says, we're talking about songwriters. She says, oh, I know the guy that wrote Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. She said, he's a veterinarian in San Francisco. And I said, he may have sung it, but he didn't write it.
That's right.
We know the writer.
And he says in interviews now, he says, I was a veterinarian, but since I recorded that song, I've never had to clean out another cage.
That's interesting. I was going to ask you that anyway. That was. Now for something completely different. I was in Oregon a few years ago, and driving from Portland up to Mount Hood. I don't know if any of you guys ever made that drive. It's a gorgeous drive. Well, we stopped. Barbara and I stopped at this little historical marker, and it's a place called Laurel Hill, and there was a sign there about a woman who had died during the Oregon Trail. There was a road that bypassed the Dalles on the Columbia River, which is a big rapids, and a lot of people died dragging their wagons and stuff down that on rafts. And some people chose to take this toll road called Barlow Road. And this woman had died when her wagon fell down Laurel Hill. They knew nothing about her, not her name or anything, but they had built a coffin from the scraps from the wagon and buried her there. So I there's just something about, somebody you don't know. I felt like I had to give her a story. So, and there's a little of my own childhood in this, and I thought, what did it take to take a family all the way across, like from the Midwest all the way to Oregon? What did it take? And this is her. This is not a true story. This is her story that I made up. It's called Barlow Road. Like Moses, she never made it all the way to the promised land. Though she led us through the wilderness, 10 commandments in her hand. We're safe and warm on Canaan shore. Just east, it's blowing snow. The other side of Jordan, we're Barlow Road. We're Barlow Road. So we learned to quote the scripture to the sting of a razor strap. And to spare the rod would spoil the child. She wouldn't stand for that. So we tread that straight and narrow, but it was never straight enough. And her hammer tongue would beat him down. Papa would stand up. Papa would stand up. In the bondage of our childhood, the Willamette was our fate. From Iowa to Oregon in 1848. It was a brand new land of plenty. She said milk and honey spill. And over Scottsbluff in Nebraska, and all the way to Laurel Hill. All the way to Laurel Hill. Little brother died on June 12th as we forded Horseshoe Creek. They told us it was cholera. She just said he was always weak. We use those graves like milestones not to lose that sorry trail. Mama pushed us harder when Papa's spirit failed. Papa's spirit failed. Sam Barlow's road ran roughshod just east of Mount Hood's peak. From Dow's Mission to the Clackamas takes about a week. And she deftly fared Dow's maelstrom, the grave of waves that rose and heaved. So we paid our toll to drive that road the last half 100 leagues. The last half 100 leagues. $5 for each wagon, each ox and mule more still. And it was blood and mud and roots all the way up Laurel Hill. And I can hear the grinding, and that rig broke free and gone. Screams to stop the falling, Laurel Hill was too long. too steep and long. So we buried her by the roadside in a box of wagon scraps. No will to go and no will to stay, too far to walk back. But we're safe and warm on Canaan shore. Just east is blowing snow. The other side of Jordan, way up Barlow Road. Way up Barlow Road. Way up Barlow Road. Like Moses, she never made it all the way to the promised land. It was, when I imagined this woman, I imagined she was like Poke Salad Annie's mama. You know, wicked, spiteful, straight razor tongue woman.
I spent a summer right after college working in North Carolina in a summer camp, and in that area there was this old tobacco shed somebody turned into a screened-in porch. And that was where I'd go to escape the madness of summer camp. So this song,
isn't it?
it's in A sharp.
Oh, of course it is.
A sharp, B flat. Okay, we're gonna change gears here. I grew up in Amarillo, Texas, and that's where I still live. And I'm fascinated with the Dust Bowl because it's part of my heritage there. And this is a song about the Dust Bowl. Well, he looks across the kingdom, the acres that he owns, of the Llano Estacado. It's a place he makes his home. You know this homestead is not easy. Claim the land and plant your mark. For 320 acres, just enough to make a start. And then it's blow, dirt blow. These acres into dreams, you can't make her whole unless you give her back her heart and you leave behind the greed. Oh, but the cowboys and the Indians, they both disagreed. They said this land was made for grass, not cotton and not wheat, 'cause it is home to the buffalo, then the sacred cow. When you turn this sod over, you're gonna drive your spirit out. And then it's blow, dirt blow. These acres into dreams, you can't make her whole unless you give her back her heart and you leave behind the greed. Dust stood as deep as the snow, covered all the fence posts and the windows and the doors, and the old folks and the baby, we just prayed they might survive as they choked on dirt all through the night. Because it's blow, dirt blow.
acres into dreams. You can't make her whole unless you give her back her heart and you leave behind the greed. Unless you give her back her heart and you leave behind the greed.
Now, why did you remember that one?
Yeah, I don't.
It's the ones you're not trying to remember that
Yeah.
come to you. We got one more round. I'm going to let y'all go home. Some of us sing in the choir tomorrow morning, so we gotta get moving. But thank you again so much. What a fun night. Thank you, Randy and Helen, for hosting. As always, we just
Absolutely.
love you guys and so appreciate this opportunity.
What a wonderful night. What a wonderful night.
Randy alluded to the Halloween song, so
He's pretty good about it, actually.
he was. Yeah. So, we're
He said, if
rushing.
you want to get paid, dude.
It's true. We're rushing the holidays. Let's go ahead and do this. It's it was November the 5th, and I was picking up candy wrappers off in my front yard that were left over from Halloween, and I walked back in the house, and the radio was playing Christmas music. And I got so ticked off. It was 85 degrees. We're in shorts and flip-flops, and they're playing Christmas music.
You wouldn't have complained if it was Grandma got run over by a reindeer, though.
That was an exception. So I stayed pissed off for the whole month of November, and the day before Thanksgiving, my wife and I were at the mall, and the mall was all decorated for Christmas except for Nordstrom's that had a butcher paper covering their windows, with the turkey and a horn of plenty on it, and a framed sign that said, Nordstrom's will be decorated for Christmas on Friday, November the 27th. We believe in celebrating one holiday at a time.
All right.
And I just,
Amen.
I loved that, and so I ran right home and I wrote "It's Halloween," a Christmas song. The jack-o'-lantern is almost dead. The trick-or-treaters are all in bed. I'm weary too, but duty calls. Let's nog the eggs and deck the halls. When midnight comes on Halloween, we'll change the orange to red and green. We've heard enough of Monster Mash. Bring on those deer that dance and dash. It's Halloween. Let's hang the lights, chop down a tree, play Silent Night. It's Halloween, no time to waste. Christmas will be here in 55 days. As soon as all the ghouls have gone, we'll place the manger on the lawn. Where shall we put the wise men three? Next to that werewolf against the tree. There used to be another holiday late in the fall, Thanksgiving Day. No one remembers what that was. Perhaps the birthday of Santa Claus. It's Halloween. Let's hang the lights, chop down a tree, play Silent Night. It's Halloween, no time to waste. Christmas will be here in 55 days. Now on December 25th, we'll wake up early and open gifts. And when we're done, about 9:30, we'll all start writing Valentines. Our one complaint, we Christmas geeks, is that it only lasts 8 weeks. When next year comes, we think we may start decorating on Labor Day. It's Halloween, let's hang the lights, chop down a tree, play Silent Night. It's Halloween, no time to waste. Christmas will be here in 55 days. It's Halloween, it's Halloween. Let's hang the lights, let's hang the lights. Chop down a tree, chop down a tree. Play silent night, play silent night. It's Halloween, no time to waste. Christmas will be here in 55 days. Christmas will be here in 55 days. Come, Igor, time to hang the stockings. Yes, Master.
Why did I decide to sit here? Seriously, it's been a wonderful night. What a great audience. But also, I got to say, what an honor it is to hang out here with you guys. This has been more fun than a barrel of monkeys. If I even knew how much fun that really was. Something in me suspects it's really not fun. But
I guess it depends on the monkeys.
we should write a song about that. But I started writing this song as a joke. I got a song prompt, and the prompt was really simple. Somebody said, write a song with the word good in it. I went, well, hell, that'll be easy. Well, I don't take challenges lightly. So I said, I wanted to write a song with the word good in every line. And I almost succeeded. But I got so blinded by what I was trying to do, I didn't realize what I had written until it was written. I had some very dear friends that I played at their wedding, and then 10 years later, I watched their marriage dissolve. And so this is called Good Night, Good Luck. It was a good run. There were some good times, a few good years, for what it's worth. Now she's had a good cry, and her tears have dried. Good night, good luck, goodbye. And he is a good man. That was a good thing. Sometimes good isn't good enough. He had no good reply, just a nod and sigh to good night, good luck, goodbye. Raised a glass to good memories. Then she locked the door behind him, turned out the light. She knows the hard truth. It's better than a good lie. Good night, good luck, goodbye. Raised a glass to good memories. Then she locked the door behind him, turned out the light. She knows the hard truth. It's better than a good lie. Good night, good luck. Good night, good luck. Good night, good luck, goodbye. Thank y'all so much. Play us out of here, Randy.
A little love song to end up tonight.
4 in the morning, doubts start to forming on the backside of my mind. I've been roaming these roads so many years, I'm not sure I can leave them behind. But she says that she loves me, Lord, that she needs me right there at her side. And that's a chance that you take and decisions you make if you hold to the love that you find. You gotta hold on, hold to the love that you know. You gotta hold on, you either hold or you gotta let go. And daylight will find me, the highway behind me, reaching for that lady's arms. I'll be holding her space in that woman's grace. I'll be feeling so safe and so warm. And I'll give her my heart, all except for a part that I held for the days left behind. But I'll leave it right there, 'cause it's perfectly clear you have to hold to the love that you find. You gotta hold on, hold to the love that you know. You gotta hold on, either hold or you gotta let go. Hold on, yes, and don't you ever let go. You gotta hold on, hold to the love that you know. You gotta hold on, hold to the love that you know. You gotta hold on, either hold or you gotta let go. You gotta hold on, hold to the love that you know. You gotta hold on, either hold or you gotta let go. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. What a good night.
Thanks, Helen. Thanks, Randy, for having us. Thanks, everybody, for coming. What a great night. It's been fun.